Hello guys, I'm so excited that finally I have just received my new book, The Bible of Bodybuilding. It's a book that consists of 400 pages. You can purchase this book on Amazon, and this book contains my former books, The PDs Used in Sports and the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, plus the Training, Nutrition, Supplementation, but also including extra features, Q&As about gear, about HRT, but also a quiz regarding supplements, diet, and of course PEDs. So the Bible of Bodybuilding on Amazon, both on ebook and Kindle version.
Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, brought to you by the Bible of Bodybuilding. Everything you need to know in there: training, nutrition, supplementation. And joining us today, the author. And of course, this is our final show of 2021, very special show. We think this is number 145 episodes. Yeah. Wow. So please welcome.
We need more 5 when we hit 150, you know?
Nice even number. All the way from Athens, Greece, please welcome the good doctor, Mr Touliatos. Hey, doctor.
Hi, and today I have to tell you that 2 friends of mine are COVID positive, both vaccinated 2 and 3 times.
Oh, no.
I believe they have the Omicron variation, you know. Mild symptoms, about 99 fever, a little bit of a sore throat and a little bit of dry coughing, but no lack of smell or taste. And actually, one of them was going back and forth in London all the summer, and the Delta didn't hit him, you know, even though he had 2 doses, now he has 3. So the Omicron is really contagious, but with lesser symptoms, you know. The severity is much less. However, statistically, out of mathematical models, since it's more contagious, more vulnerable people will get infected, and some of them will die eventually into the ICU. So it's just mathematics, you know.
So I think what you're trying to say is don't get vaccinated, anybody. No vaccine. No, that's just.
No, I'm not saying that, but actually in Israel, the 4th dose was installed, you know, so they stopped it because they say now, wow, I mean, the 3rd dose is enough. The 3 doses are enough to block, and actually the mRNA are enough to block the Omicron at 75%. You know, vaccines is about you know, possibilities. You know, there's no perfect immunity. You know, so it's 75%. Yeah. Now, usually when you have the 3rd dose, the booster, you're really immune to the Omicron. So we don't need a 4th, and that's why they stopped this producing the 4th vaccine in Israel. And as a matter of fact, Pfizer will release pills from next year. Yeah, they give them to the one infected, and you know the reverse. It improves really much the severity of the symptoms.
Wow, so vaccine pills.
But the fact that Omicron is less potent than Delta means that this virus is getting exhausted, you know?
Oh, good. That's good news. We've got some good news.
Yeah. You know what I'm afraid of? That, I mean, of course, the Arnold Expo will take place in the lectures and the educational, but man, I'm sick and tired wearing this fucking mask into the crowd, you know? But I know it's taking the risk, you know, when so many thousand spectators. With Delta, it was much easier in the UK. No problem, but Omicron is another devil, you know.
I just saw, I don't know who she's somebody high up in the CDC or something, Michelle, I don't know who it was, an Asian doctor, and she said the cloth masks are just fancy face decorations. They don't protect you against anything.
Oh, come on, give me a break. I mean,
the cloth mask, she says you need the surgical mask.
Oh, the surgical or the N95? I'm using the surgical.
Okay, yeah, not me.
Yeah.
I got some.
And actually today I was invited to the broadcast at the News of 8, speaking about the COVID, and because there was a kickboxer that died and he was not vaccinated. And I tell that once whatever shines ain't beauty, you know. So if you look like a Hercules, doesn't mean that you're not vulnerable and you're untouchable to the virus. And because of 3 factors. Number 1, the gear that messes up the organs. Yeah. Number 2, overtraining or rhabdomyolysis leads to upset of the cortisol and the immunity, you know, makes you more fragile when you are overtrained. And number 3, the diet. When you lack of calories essential nutrients, then also you're more fragile.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't mean because you bench 400 pounds, that means COVID is a bullshit to you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
It's
yeah,
arrogant.
I think in contest prep, when your body fat is very, very low,
Oh, yeah.
your immune system
Absolutely.
is shot to hell. It's
Absolutely, yeah. When you crash on cortisol with trembolone or with overtraining, you know,
you catch
or
everything.
with lack of sleep, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
So actually today I'm the lightest ever. I'm 202, 92 kilograms.
Oh boy.
And I have my obliques over here, you know?
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
You're ready for the beach. You go
Not
to
the beach, actually, you know, I need to be below 200, 198, 195 for the show. Plus, when I'll return from Columbus, I'm going to start a little bit of preparation, you know, using some legitimate stuff.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, I'm just using HRT, you know.
Right.
But it's been almost 6 months, you know, and I'm starting freaking out with the diet.
Been dieting a long time, George. Long time. Yeah.
Yeah, on Christmas Day, I just had a little bit of pita, you know, which is something like bread.
Yeah, that's it.
And we have some special, you know, desserts, you know, that we eat.
You didn't have any?
Hmm?
You didn't have any dessert?
I did, but just, you know, very small portion. Come on.
Jeez, I was chowing down. You've been disgusted to see what I was eating on Christmas Eve, because the Latin, my wife's family's Latin, and Christmas Eve is when they all eat and drink, and that's their party night, is Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is like just for leftovers.
And I had half a glass of wine, you know, along with buffalo and turkey.
Half a glass of wine. I had like a gallon of vodka. You're way behind. All right. Let's get to some questions, doctor. This one was actually supposed to be in the show last week. It's my mistake. I didn't read it. I failed to read it. So sorry about that, sir. We're a week late for you. He says, I have been prescribed prednisone for 3 months, 15 milligrams the first month, then tapered with 5 milligrams every month. What could be done to reduce muscle atrophy? Could Anavar make up for the loss? If so, which dose would you recommend, Mr. Touliatos? Prednisone.
Well, Anavar is a good idea only if it's a legitimate source. You know, that's what they use in the ICU for burns, let's say.
Yeah.
There was the best stuff, Anavar from USA by Watson. There was this pharmaceutical brand, and I remember somebody told me this cost $300, and there were about 100 pills of 10 milligrams each. Yeah, but I guess Deca is better. Deca is injectable, is less toxic. It's pretty cool anabolic, 140 anabolic index, you know?
Yeah.
So you can use it long term, you know? It can give you a little bit of bulking, you know, look more round.
Yeah.
Anavar is a dry drug and more toxic, definitely. It doesn't lead to water retention, but you cannot use it as long as nandrolone.
Right. So look, you know, I've often heard that Anavar is a lot stronger milligram per milligram. Like you don't need 50 milligrams of Anavar a day like you would with D-bol or Anadrol. How many milligrams would
the benefit with actually Anavar is milligram per milligram stronger than Dianabol, simply because it leads to lean gains and dry, you know. So Dianabol, just water retention and glycogen retention, this bulking effect, you know. Okay. Besides, the anabolic index of Anavar is higher than the Dianabol. Okay. Also, Winstrol is higher than Dianabol. So what you see is what you get out of Anavar. You know, if you get half a pound, it's solid. Right on. Yeah. You know, Dianabol just bloating, you know, that leaves after.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Anavar is 3 times more expensive than Dianabol usually.
Yeah, it's Bill Whelan told me it's 15 grand per kilo, you know.
There you go. Yeah, not cheap. This one, you're gonna have to explain what these mean, because I have no idea what this guy's talking about. He said, what are the things you should do and or avoid when you have high anti-TPO and anti-TG values?
Yes, these are the antibodies that elevate urine thyroiditis, which is inflammation of the thyroid gland, usually autoimmune, that begins with hyperthyroidism and then turns to hypo, the so-called Hashimoto. Okay. When you have Hashimoto, you have elevated anti-TPO or antitg, and you get thyroxine for life.
Okay.
So it's an infection or that the system turns against it's autoimmune, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And then the second part of his question was, how can you optimize the function of thyroid? TSH, T3, and T4 values on this gentleman are completely normal.
Well, TSH, it can also elevate if you take selenium. In the lack of selenium, TSH might elevate. Mind that Anavar, especially, but also other studies against, but for sure, oxandrolone,
Yeah.
dysregulates the thyroid gland, and TSH elevates. I had a case of somebody who was using Anavar along with G8, and his TSH went up to 5 to 6. He stopped the Anavar, and then TSH dropped down, you know. So there is a downregulation of the TSH because of the oxandrolone. I think it has to do with thyroid binding globulin, which is something like SHBG in steroids. So Anavar will make your gland go slower, you know.
Yeah. Okay. This is next one is from Sako Janessian. I think he knows you.
Sako Janessian is a good friend and a patient from Boston.
Yeah, Boston.
He offered me the Cardillo belt 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He came twice in my office in Athens. Yeah, I took him out for dinner, you know. He's a great guy.
Okay.
And he wrote me a fantastic letter that I framed it, you know, and I have it in the Wall of Fame.
Right on. Okay, well, his question for
Very
you.
generous.
He's a good dude. Sounds like a good dude, Sako. He says, I'm 37 years old on TRT. I'm training 6 days a week as well as dieting. Lately, I've been having pain in my joints and tendons, elbow specifically. What would be your recommendation for me as far as supplements or medication?
Well, absolutely, nandrolone. You can add it into your TRT regimen.
Yep.
A marker dosing, of course, but apart from this, you know, you can use supplements that I'm also using, which is collagen powder, hyaluronic acid liquid, and of course, MSM, glucosamine, 100T, you know,
Yep.
turmeric, vitamin C to synthesize more collagen, you know, and of course, low dose of GH will eventually make new cartilage.
Oh, awesome.
Out of IGF-1.
I'm waiting to get some new cartilage in my shoulder, man. I'm hoping and hoping. I'd love to grow that.
You can try PRP, man, for that. You can try PRP.
Too expensive. All right, next one. Do androgens, first of all, the maxilla, is that the whole jaw?
The maxilla is the upper jaw, and the mandible is the lower jaw, yes.
Okay, I've never heard anyone worried about their maxilla before. So this person wants to know, do androgens and GH widen the maxilla? Has the doctor ever heard of an orthodontist utilizing anabolic androgenic steroids or GH? Or does he think these substances could aid in orthodontic treatment potentially?
The answer is yes. First of all, there are two very notorious cases that I'm going to refer. But I had always this question, and once upon a time, I was dating a dentist, and she found for me online a very reliable source speaking about the correlation between steroids, IGF-1, and growth hormone, and the distance between the front teeth, you know, something like Arnold had.
The gap.
Something like Arnold had a gap
Yeah.
in the 70s when he was back using from cadavers. I don't believe from chimps, but definitely from cadavers, you know. And another was Carl Lewis, the greatest athlete from US.
Yeah.
That there are some rumors he had those, how you call this?
Well, I mean, anybody, you could see if there's a gap in the teeth when they smile.
Not the gap, when the dentists apply those metal.
Oh,
things.
braces?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was wearing braces during his prime. Why? Because of the GH he was using. Later, with years, when he retired, his lower mandible was prolonged. And they say that he was using a brace, you know, because he had horrible pains in his knees, you know. But it can happen, yeah.
We're talking about Carl Lewis, the runner.
Carl Lewis, yes.
Wow.
The sprinter, yeah.
We thought he was natural. Come on now. It was Ben
Oh,
Johnson.
come on. Give me a
Ben
break.
Johnson's the bad guy. He was on drugs. Carl Lewis.
Well, Carl, he was never busted officially, but I think he was busted with stimulants. But I believe, even though I was a fan of Carl Lewis, that was a setup in Seoul because Ben Johnson dared to change to go from Adidas to Diadora, you know. Yes.
Oh, gosh,
Yeah, this was, yeah.
that's crazy.
In the finish line, he was, you know, how you say, I don't know how to say that in English, but he was trying to show off his new brown shoes of Diadora, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Geez, so it all came down to sponsors. Look at that. This is
Of
crazy.
course,
Wow.
yeah, it's a business.
Okay, I made this one the featured question of the week because I know there's a lot of people out there. I don't care about getting stronger, but I know a lot of people live to be strong. So the question is, what would be a better choice for pure strength gain? 250 milligrams test enanthate per week in combination with 150 milligrams tren acetate and 30 milligrams dianabol per day, or 30 milligrams fluoxymesterone, which is halotestin,
Yes.
right? Or 30 milligrams of Superdrol for 3 months.
Well, I would say the ideal is test, trend, and hollow. This is the most androgenic stuff you can get. It can drive you crazy like a minute. It can make you a serial killer,
yeah,
but it can give you serious strength, you know, serious strength.
Yeah. You know, I remember you answered a question a couple weeks ago. It was a cycle question. You know, what's the best cycle for mass? And people were saying this doctor's crazy, telling people to do this.
Yeah.
You weren't telling people to do that. You were answering. I said you weren't recommending that anyone do this, but somebody asked you a question.
Of course, I'm just answering out of my knowledge, you know, and some personal experience. I'm not giving a blessing as Thomas says. Yeah, bullshit.
No. I mean, of course, this strength, what we just said there, we're not telling anybody to do this. No, don't do it. It's not healthy. You're putting yourself at great danger.
Do you want to answer the bloody answer? Do you want to answer the bloody question?
Exactly. So come on, guys, give us a break. All right, moving on to another drug question. Here we go. What is the minimum dose of nandrolone for good mass building effect? I'm thinking about doing 750 milligrams testosterone cypionate and 400 milligrams nandrolone phenylpropionate. I'm 265 pounds. I deadlift 600 pounds, bench 400 pounds. Never tried nandrolone before. Will 450 milligrams make a difference?
Well, yes, but try to combine the same ester. So slow ester of androlone that matches perfectly well with the enanthate.
Yeah.
So inject them both the same day in the same syringe instead of pinning every other day nandrolone, because phenylpropionate will clear your system and you're going to lose the gains.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So make it both slow, twice a week, let's say.
What is the appeal for an NPP? Why do so many people love NPP, you think? Nandrolone.
Well, actually, NPP, I doubt if it's pharmaceutical because they find it so easy underground. And allegedly, it doesn't produce estrogens and water retention. But this is what bulking is all about. Come on, do we try dry drugs during bulking? Hell no.
So you're saying obviously regular nandrolone decanoate, that causes water retention, but NPP,
but listen to me. It depends also how you eat. Okay, if you eat like garbage, you know, you're gonna end up like a watermelon balloon. You know.
It just seems crazy to me at the same drug, just in two different esters. One would promote water
Actually,
retention.
it's much wiser to use a slow ester of deca in order not to lose the bulking and also the aldosterone effect in the joints.
Yeah, well, maybe these
instead of feeling like a junkie all the time, you know, and cleaning your system means it's over the benefits.
Yeah, well, maybe some people
you need steady effect.
I think some people actually do like to inject a lot. It makes them feel like they're.
So if you inject 1 gram of NPP, it means that you won't get water retention. Bullshit.
Apparently not. Okay.
If you want to keep this, you need the slow ester.
Yeah. Hey, I'm lazy. I like the slow ester. I don't want to be pinning every damn other day. Ain't got nobody got time for that. All right. So more drug questions. Here we go. Hi, you answered my question a week before on test and DECA. My bottles are 250, so I have done 3 doses of 1 ml test sip and half a ml DECA. Everything seems to be going good. Is this too much for my age of 59? Also, how long should I run this cycle? What I have should go for 6 weeks.
Well, I guess 59, you should run a blood test, an echocardiogram, ultrasound, a triplex of the heart, a calcium score, definitely. Check out your blood pressure and take it easy.
Yeah.
All right. So go back to replacement therapy and forget about cycles because you're almost 60 and your arteries are more fragile than in your 40s.
Yeah. This is what they tell me. I'm 52. People say, stop blasting. you dumbass. You're an idiot, Harris. He also wanted to know, how fast should Anadrol increase the hematocrit? I did 500 TSD and 50 Anadrol for a month. My hematocrit came out the same number. Is the Anadrol fake?
I believe you need over 4 weeks. Also, you should have some erythrocytosis out of testosterone. 0.5 gram is not a small dose, considerable.
No.
So I believe for the following 4 weeks, you're gonna notice a substantial increase in hemoglobin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I can destroy one way to, you could of course check your hematocrit, but if you're on Anadrol for more than a month, you should start getting a little nauseated. You
Yes,
should have
that's
some water
true. They told me
retention.
that it's upset your stomach.
Yeah.
It upsets your stomach.
It kills your appetite. It becomes hard
Yes.
to eat. Which
Yeah, and this is controversial to the off season.
you're trying to bulk and you can't eat. You have no appetite. Ugh, so,
Yeah.
I tell you, man. Next one is, what would you recommend as a mild bulking AAS? Currently, I'm on 300 milligrams of test a week, and I'd like to add something to add a little size. So,
You can add DECA, you can add the QPOS.
yeah.
Well, I would say stay out of pills. No dianabol, no oxymethylene. No Anadrol.
Yeah.
So just rotate DECA and QPOS.
So would you keep him on the same 300 milligrams of test, or would you bump that up a little bit?
I mean, it depends on what his goals are, but
Yeah,
I don't want to, give some hopes and double the dose, because there's crazy people. You're gonna say, oh, double, let's triple,
Sure, of course, more is better. Yeah, when you say mild bulking, it's kind of confusing because either you're bulking or you're not bulking. You just want to make a little bit of gains. Yeah, I mean, it's up to everyone's got their own definition.
If you want to make gains out of water retention, more is not better.
True.
It depends how clean you eat during bulking. You can eat clean, caloric surplus. If you train heavily, if you sleep enough,
Yeah.
it's multifactorial.
Yeah. Here's one you've discussed before, but it comes up all the time. Hey, Dr. T, what is your opinion on why creams are not nearly as common for TRT compared to injections? Have you heard the same TRT dose of cream compared to daily injections will result in higher AST and ALT with injections? The reason is creams are bioidentical, injections are not. Creams are bioidentical and injections are not because the test has an ester with injections. Do you agree? Have you seen blood test results for people on cream?
No, I disagree, and this guy is living in the dark, actually. So testosterone, first of all, is not liver toxin. We're not talking about methyl testosterone, which was a 17-alkylated, or fluoxymestol, which is a testosterone derivative. So testosterone doesn't lead to, of course, a replacement therapy, okay, below 200 milligrams. It doesn't lead to ALT or AST unless you have a 4-digital CK out of rhabdomyolysis, so it's not a pharmaceutical thing, hepatitis.
Right.
Number two, both transdermal testosterone or injectable testosterone are the same stamp, is the same substance. The point is 90% of the transdermal is wasted and only 10% is utilized. And actually we have now new compounds, but liposomal, that are way more absorbed rather than the ethanol, the alcohol. But in order to achieve the same levels, you need more of the material of the cream that costs. So it's just not convenient for the pocket, but it's more convenient for those people that are not familiar with pinnings.
Yeah.
They're not bodybuilders, and they hate to do that. So they just rub every day and they get the dose down to the balls and they feel superb. The point is, it's almost double the price per month of the cream, but you can use fantastic creams, very dense, 20% per ml, and you can put, if you can afford it, a large amount, AM and PM, you may have superphysiological levels over 1,000, I have some patients that you're using 2 creams, testosterone and DHT, and another 2 orals, mesterolone and DHEA, and they feel great. But the cost per month is way higher than using 1 ampoule of testosterone. Which costs, for instance, it costs, $7 in Greece, the 1 ml. So you need 4 of them, let's say, per week. Yeah. Anyway, it's getting more popular. The cream actually to casual people that they're not coming from bodybuilding.
Yeah, I mean, they're scared of injections, or they don't know how to do
And
it.
all people, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But, like when I was on TRT prescribed from a doctor, and it was Dr. Abraham Morgenthaler. He's one of the greats in this TRT.
He put you on pellets initially, right?
Pellets initially, those came right out of my ass. They came
Yeah,
out.
this is bullshit, like rice,
Yeah, I kept them in a little baggie. I brought him back to his office. Here's your pellets, doctor. They came right out. So he put me on androgel, and the price kept going up. Like every 2 months, the price, when I went to refill the prescription, eventually I said, I can get a bottle of test for 1/3 the price of this.
Yeah.
Just do it
You
myself.
have to do a bath with androgel in order to receive the same levels,
Yeah, and he had to rub that, he had to rub so much all over.
No, but you have to wrap it the proper surface, down to the veins over here, or down to the balls, and shape.
I decided I'm just going to pin, stick. Well, not in my arm. That wouldn't be the place. But yeah, androgel, the gels aren't very popular here anymore. I know most people inject, even the ones who are prescribed. Yeah. So final question for you, doctor. First of all, what's astragale? What is that?
Astragalus is a supplement that it's supposed and it's believed to elongate the telomeres, so it can give you anti-aging.
Oh, wow.
And some people believe it can help with the kidney function, improve the GFR.
Oh, okay. So the last question we have, someone wanted to know, is he spelled it like, I don't know if this is the right spelling.
Astragalus, yes.
Astragalus, is it very efficient to raise HDL, the good cholesterol?
I don't think so. Never heard of it. For HDL, you need niacin. You need cardarine, the GW.
Yeah.
And you need also krill oil, cardio, lack of smoking, shrink down your visceral fat. It's really stubborn, the HDL. And of course, lack of androgens. If you take too many androgens, it goes down.
Well, the HDL goes down. The LDL goes up. The HDL goes down.
Yeah, but it's way easier to drop the LDL, not just by statins or supplements, by diet, by exercise.
Gotcha.
The bloody HDL is really stubborn. It's the one that cleans the arteries. So, and on the other hand, LDL clogs the arteries.
Cool. All right. Well, that's it. This was our final episode for 2021. Doctor, thank you for another year of amazing service to the people out there who need this information badly. Guys, if you like these videos, please subscribe to the channel. And the thumbs up thing, click on that. Give us a like, drop us a comment. Questions for the next show, please leave in the comments below this video. Check out the doctor's website. You see it behind him there, dtoul.com. A lot of great info and articles in English and Greek. Of course, one more time, pick up the Bible of Bodybuilding on Amazon.com. Everything you need to know to build your best physique. We appreciate you guys watching all year. Doctor, we appreciate you doing another year of fantastic shows. Thank you so much, Doctor.
We're going to the 3rd year, eh?
Yeah, there's no stopping us now. All right, that's it for Muscular Development and Dr. George Touliatos. This has been Ask Dr. Testosterone. We'll see you next time.